Did you know that up to 20% of wines contain flaws that can ruin the tasting experience? Imagine pouring a glass of what you think is the perfect wine, only to be met with a musty smell or flat taste. But what if you could easily identify these flaws like a seasoned sommelier? Welcome to Toast to Wine! If you're new to wine or just starting to explore this exciting world, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into a crucial aspect of wine tasting that can elevate your entire experience, learning how to identify wine flaws. Knowing what's off in a wine doesn't just make you a better taster. It saves you from the disappointment of an imperfect bottle and helps you appreciate wine on a whole new level. Stay with me because I'll share a bonus, simple trick used by sommeliers to quickly identify these flaws, even in a crowded wine bar or restaurant, so you can confidently select only the best wines. Have you ever opened a bottle and thought, something just isn't right here? You might have experienced Cork taint, oxidation, or volatile acidity, common flaws that can turn even the most expensive wine into a less than enjoyable experience. By the way, our goal is 5 likes and 5 subscribers for our videos. Please consider supporting us. Now, let's talk about the challenges many of us face when trying to identify wine flaws. For most wine lovers, distinguishing between the wine's natural characteristics and actual flaws can be confusing. Say you're tasting a wine with earthy notes. For instance, a Pinot Noir that has aromas of forest floor, wet leaves, or mushrooms. These characteristics can be delightful in moderation, adding complexity to the wine. However, if these earthy notes start to smell overwhelmingly like damp soil or mold, it might indicate a flaw, like cork taint, rather than a desirable trait. A lack of experience or knowledge often leads us to make mistakes like accepting an off wine or sending back a perfectly good bottle. These challenges are common, especially if you're not familiar with the specific markers that indicate a flaw. Let's dig into 3 of the most common wine flaws you'll likely encounter, and I'll show you how to recognize them with confidence. 1. Cork taint. This flaw is caused by a chemical compound called TCA, trichloroanisole, which can make your wine smell like damp cardboard, moldy newspaper, or even a wet dog. It's a distinctive, musty odor that masks the wine's true aromas. For example, imagine pouring a glass of a beautiful Chardonnay that should be full of vibrant citrus and buttery notes. Instead, you're hit with a damp, musty smell that completely overpowers the fruit. That's cork taint. It's estimated that around 3 to 5% of wines sealed with natural cork may suffer from this flaw. So if you ever catch that unmistakable musty smell, trust your nose, it's likely the cork. Oxidation. Next, we have oxidation, which occurs when wine is exposed to too much oxygen. Think of an apple slice left out on the counter. It turns brown, loses its crisp texture, and starts to taste dull. The same process happens with wine. If you pour a glass and notice that it has a brownish tint or smells like bruised apples, cooked fruit, or even stale nuts, there's a good chance it's oxidized. A classic example is a white wine that's no longer fresh or lively, but instead has a dull, flat taste with no vibrancy or complexity. Oxidation can happen due to poor storage, faulty corks, or just age, and once it occurs, there's no going back. Volatile acidity. Finally, let's talk about volatile acidity, or VA. A little bit of VA is normal in many wines, but when it's excessive, it can make the wine smell like nail polish remover or sour vinegar. This flaw is usually due to improper winemaking or bacterial spoilage. Picture this. You're tasting a lovely red, hoping for rich berry and spice notes, but instead, there's a sharp, sour aroma that almost stings your nose. That's the VA at work. High VA levels are a sign that something went wrong during fermentation or storage. While some wines, like certain Italian reds, may have a slight VA as part of their character, anything that makes you feel like you've opened a bottle of salad dressing is a red flag. So, here's the bonus simple trick that I promised earlier that sommeliers use to quickly identify wine flaws: the swirl and sniff technique. The next time you're tasting wine, pour a small amount into your glass and give it a good swirl. This exposes the wine to air, allowing the aromas to release. Now, take a quick sniff, not a deep inhale, just a short, focused sniff. If you notice any unusual smells like damp cardboard, cooked fruit, or nail polish remover, that's your first clue that something might be wrong. To further confirm, take a second sniff after a few seconds to see if those off aromas persist or intensify. If they do, it's a strong indicator of a flaw like cork taint, oxidation, or volatile acidity. This quick two-step process allows you to identify potential flaws within seconds, even in a busy or noisy environment, giving you the confidence to select or send back a wine with ease. We've explored 3 common wine flaws and how to recognize them. Knowing these flaws helps you avoid those disappointing moments when a wine just doesn't taste right and allows you to make informed choices. Wine is meant to be enjoyed, not endured. By identifying these flaws, you elevate your tasting experience, ensuring that every glass you enjoy is the best it can be. Click on one of these videos now to continue your wine journey. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest videos. If you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, leave a comment below. Until next time, may your wine adventures be as rich and diverse as the wines you discover. Toast to wine!